Hi guys, Coffee here. So today I'm excited to take you with me into the Savage Divide to find the 10 treasure map locations. So without further ado, let's head off to the first one. For the first one, we're going to head to Dent & Sons Construction. Now, I'm sure there's probably another place that's going to be easier to get to where we need to be. If so, let me know in the comments. But for now, this was the easiest place for me to spawn in. I turned around and headed down this road here as if I was going to head towards this farm where the albino radstags are. Now, just a little tip if you didn't already know. If you're looking for ticks, this little shack over here to the left, there's usually 2 or 3 that spawn there. Just a heads up. Now, we're going to continue heading down this road towards the Federal Disposal Site Workshop. Now, I've always wondered why they don't let us spawn directly at the workshops, but, I'm sure they have their reasons. Now, I head towards the fence here, and you'll see these concrete barriers, and you'll find your dig site. Now, on to treasure map number 2, we're going to head to the new Appalachian Central Train Yard. Now, when you spawn here, you are going to run into some ghouls. So, my favorite way to come here is to run along and jump up on this roof, and then run down along the train. Kind of gives you the overall advantage over the ghouls. They can't get you if you're up on the train, right? Anyways, you run down along this train and take out all the ghouls. Once you've taken them all out, you hop down here between this train and the train that's to your right. As you follow along the train tracks, just before you get to this metal archway, you'll find your dig site. Moving on to treasure map number 3, we head to Top of the World. Here, you're going to head towards the top of the world, the building itself, but then you're going to kind of turn to your right, so you're kind of making just a big U. I just found this was the easiest way because I do know that there are mines down through here, so if you're not looking to make yourself go boomy boom, this is probably the best way. Anyways, you're going to find the ski lift and just follow along down through here. Of course, there's the 2 fences there at the beginning, and then as you go further down, there's at least 1 more fence that you'll have to hop across. Now, if you're not paying attention like I wasn't here, you will eventually get to a point to where you're going to think that you're there, but you're not. So I think it's this next post for the ski lift. I was thinking that was the one where the dig site was. Yeah, nope. As you go further down the hill here, you're going to see that there's this fence. Hop over the fence and then down off this rock face. And at the bottom of this post here, you'll find your dig site. And on to treasure map number 4 is Solomon's Pond. Now, when we spawn here, floaters are going to be the enemy at hand. Now, there's really only a couple you have to worry about, and they're the ones over here by the pond. After you've dealt with them, you're going to head to the bridge that goes across the pond. When you get about halfway across the bridge, turn towards the rock face, and if you jump down here, you'll find your dig site. For treasure map number 5, we're going to head to Blackwater Mine. Now, this place is in an open enough area. You can get to it from several different directions. This was just the easiest way for me to show for the purpose of the video. So I turn to the left and head up between these 2 rock faces. When you get to the top of the hill, you're going to take a sharp right down towards the billboard. Now, I would like to add, this is a random spawn location, so you will find everything from like the traveling merchant to Yawgwais to super mutants. Sometimes there's nothing there at all. But with that, you head towards the billboard, and just past this rock that's sticking up in front of the billboard, you will find that in front of the billboard is your dig site. Moving on to treasure map number 6, we head to Palace of the Winding Path. Now here we're not actually headed into the palace, we're actually headed along this fence wall that's along the side here. We're going to follow the rock face down behind the palace, down by where they have their little garden, which, if you didn't know, the garden here has about 5 or 6 carrots. I know those are a vegetable that's kind of harder to find, so if you didn't know, it's a great place to find them. Once you get to this post here with the tire on it, just past the garden, you're going to head down the hill. Now, don't make the mistake I did. You're going to want to go to the left of this rock that sticks up. You'll know that you're headed the right direction when you see this broken tree. Just down past the broken tree, you'll find your dig site. With that, we're going to move on to treasure map number 7. For treasure map number 7, you're going to head to the South Mountain Lookout. Now, here, typically, you will only have Scorched. However, I can tell you that when the treasure miners are out, you can find those here, and I'm sure for other seasonal events, you could find other enemies as well. Otherwise, you head along the fence and just head straight. You will come to a cliff. Now, best case, you'll have a jetpack. But if you don't, you should still be able to scale down the front of the cliff, like I've done here. Now, the jetpack does come in handy just in case you slip, or if you're just feeling froggy and want to take a dive. I've done that before. It's actually kind of fun. Anyways, you just scale along the cliff. You have to be careful because obviously you have to find the right footing. But as in most cliffs in this game, you should be able to just scale along the cliff. Now, I came to this landing here, and I thought this was where the dig site was. However, I was wrong. It's the next one down. So you'll see I come to the edge here, and you'll see right there is where the dig site is. So we go back to the cliff and scale further down so that we can come out here, head towards the end of this point, and you'll find your dig site. And for treasure map number 8, we head to Pleasant Valley Station. Now, with this one here, again, I'm sure that there's other places that you can spawn in. I just found that for the purpose of the video, this is the easiest way to get there. When you spawn in, you'll turn around and head immediately behind you across the bridge and just follow the train tracks. Now, there is a random spawn location, so there is a very good chance that you are going to come across some enemies. Once you've dealt with your enemies, continue on down the train tracks here, and what you're looking for is 2 wooden post fences. Now, these fences are housing a path. Head down this path, you're going to head around this bend and around one more bend, and then you should be facing the motorcycle that's in the picture for the map. You're going to head to the picnic table that's behind the motorcycle. Down beside the picnic table, by the fence, you will find your dig site. Moving on, we'll go to Autumn Acre Cabin for treasure map number 9. Here, you can come across the wolves, but fortunately, you don't have to deal with them if you don't want to. You can just turn immediately to your right and head towards the rock. Now, you'll see this rock sticking up here. If you go to the right, you can actually follow around to where the rocks end and come back around to the left across this rock here, down to the next rock, and you'll see these carrot flowers. That's what you're looking for. Here's where your dig site is. Now, last but not least is treasure map number 10. This is the fissure site by Vault 79. So, as the label would indicate, it's a fissure site, therefore there will be a scorched beast and scorched. Now, what I figured out when I came here was that you're better off to crouch and come dig, or be very well prepared to have a fight to take out the scorched beast. Either way, whatever you're prepared for, here's your dig site. With that, I hope this helped you find each and every map location that you didn't know where it was located, and I will send you off into the wasteland to wander for yourself, and I hope you discover something that you've never discovered before. Bye, guys!